Shemu'ėl Bête, 2 Samuel chapter 14. And Joab son of Zeruiah knew that the heart of the sovereign was towards Absalom. And Joab went to Tekoa and bought from there a wise woman and said to her, Please pretend to be a mourner and put on mourning garments and do not anoint yourself with oil, but act like a woman who has been mourning a long time for the dead. Then you shall go to the sovereign and speak to him according to his word. And Joab put the words in her mouth. And when the woman of Tekoa spoke to the sovereign, she fell on her face to the ground and did obeisance and said, Save, O sovereign. And the sovereign said to her, What is your trouble? And she answered, Truly I am a widow, my husband is dead, and your female servant had 2 sons, and the 2 fought with each other in the field, and there was no one to part them, but the one struck the other and killed him. And see, the entire clan has risen up against your female servant and said, Give him who struck his brother, so that we put him to death for the life of his brother, whom he killed, and destroy the heir also. Thus they would extinguish my burning coal that is left, and leave to my husband neither name nor remnant on the earth. And the sovereign said to the woman, Go to your house, and let me give commands concerning you. And the woman of Tekoa said to the sovereign, My master, O sovereign, let the crookedness be on me and on my father's house, and the sovereign and his throne be guiltless. And the sovereign said, Whoever speaks to you, bring him to me, and let him no longer touch you. And she said, Please let the sovereign remember Yah, your Elohim, and the Redeemer of blood, not destroy any more, lest they destroy my son. And he said, As Yah lives, not one hair of your son shall fall to the ground. And the woman said, Please let your female servant speak a word to my master the sovereign. And he said, Speak. And the woman said, And why have you reasoned like this against the people of Elohim? For in speaking this word, the sovereign is as one who is guilty, in that the sovereign does not bring his outcast one home again. For we shall certainly die and become like water spilled on the ground, which is not gathered up again. Yet Elohim does not take away a life, but shall devise ways so that his outcast ones are not cast out from him. And now I have come to speak this word to my master the sovereign, because the people have made me afraid. And your female servant said, Please let me speak to the sovereign. It could be that the sovereign does what his female servant asks. For the sovereign has listened to deliver his female servant from the hand of the man seeking to destroy me and my son together from the inheritance of Elohim. Then your female servant said, Please let the word of my master the sovereign be comforting, for my master the sovereign is as the messenger of Elohim in discerning the good and the evil, and Yah your Elohim is with you. And the sovereign answered and said to the woman, Please do not hide from me the matter that I am asking you. And the woman said, Please let my master the sovereign speak. And the sovereign said, Is the hand of Joab with you in all this? And the woman answered and said, As your being lives, my master the sovereign, no one turns to the right or to the left from all that my master the sovereign has spoken. For your servant Joab commanded me, and he put all these words in the mouth of your female servant. Your servant Joab has done this to change the appearance of the matter, but my master is wise, according to the wisdom of the messenger of Elohim, to know all that is in the earth. And the sovereign said to Joab, See now, you shall do this matter, and go, bring back the young man Absalom. And Joab fell to the ground on his face and did obeisance and blessed the sovereign. And Joab said, Today your servant knows that I have found favor in your eyes, my master, O sovereign, and that the sovereign has done the word of his servant. And Joab rose up and went to Geshur and brought Absalom to Jerusalem. And the sovereign said, Let him return to his own house, but do not let him see my face. And Absalom went to his own house and did not see the sovereign's face. And in all Israel there was no one who was praised as much as Absalom for his handsomeness. From the sole of his foot to the crown of his head there was no blemish in him. And when he cut the hair of his head, for it was at every year's end that he cut it, because it was heavy on him, when he cut it, he weighed the hair of his head at 200 shekels by the sovereign's weight. And to Absalom were born 3 sons and 1 daughter, whose name was Tamar. She was a woman of beautiful appearance. And Absalom dwelt in Jerusalem 2 years, and he had not seen the sovereign's face. Then Absalom sent for Joab to send him to the sovereign, but he would not come to him. Then he sent again the second time, but he would not come. And he said to his servants, See, Joab's field is near mine, and he has barley there. Go and set it on fire. And Absalom's servants set the field on fire. Then Joab rose up and came to the house of Absalom and said to him, Why have your servants set my field on fire? And Absalom said to Joab, Look, I sent to you, saying, Come here, so that I send you to the sovereign to say, Why have I come from Geshur? It was good for me while I was there. And now let me see the sovereign's face, and if there is any crookedness in me, then you shall put me to death. Joab then went to the sovereign and informed him, and he called for Absalom, and he came to the sovereign and bowed himself on his face to the ground before the sovereign. Then the sovereign kissed Absalom.